go.
Ooh, wind changing even more now. Both teams have an opportunity to catch some
We're gonna
side
have
wind here.
a lot of speed on both, yeah.
I actually don't know.
I think he did once.
Who do you think is going to win this? Corvax.
Oh, I
No
don't
biases,
know.
be honest. Tell me.
No bias.
No
I
bias.
think,
Don't pull a Nimsy. Nimsy. Oh, you know, I think everyone's gonna do great. Now tell me how. Who's winning?
I don't have any problem with that. I definitely think that Ravagers are up against it. I think they're a good team, but BL just they play so different to every other team they meet, so they get surprised by it. They were doing everything they needed to, and then all of a sudden there's two people on your boat. They were like, you heard them after. I was holding that one border, like I don't know, but.
Right. No, I would say the same. I think OVO Temple has the experience. I believe that they will win this match, but I would love to see Ravagers take a W. Hold down the home turf.
See it, yeah. There has been a lot of teams that they sink once for that, and then they realize, okay, that's not again. We have to keep those borders off our boat. Even if it means shooting a little bit less cannons, they'll focus more on keeping those people off.
I did not preload those cannons.
Right.
But like, fool me once, shame on you.
That's right. Now we have the opposite of what happened last game. We have Ravagers pushing them all the way down into their square here, getting close to the out of bounds, setting that angle for the orbital. BL really dialing in those early cannons, something they're so good at doing.
They're shooting tops a lot here on BL, but they're hitting people. Like last game as well, they killed Hammy like at really long range.
Early blunders coming from.
It does turn them though. Enough that Capra has to get off, and it turns them again. And then the chops come in. It misses here, but BL uses
you love to see the
specials early.
This is the broadside. Like, if you are in a position like Capra right now, if you're seeing your opposing team sending all those specials, this is not a broadside they want to pull out of. They're committing to this.
The fire as well. They're just. I think it almost like BL just realized we have specials, guys. We can. They have no lowers as well. They're just like, oh, let's use them.
It's just a display of confidence coming from OVO Temple right now.
Yeah.
Really sending everything they have, committing to this broadside. It would spell really bad news if Ravagers was able to pull out of this, as they'd have such a supply advantage.
Oh, definitely. The fact that they're hitting blunders at front and even turning them there before was now. Sometimes it reminds your opponent though that we do have specials, so Capra now is gonna send some blunders to the backside of BL. Didn't seem to turn them. I don't know if they went too low there.
Yeah, his blunder's not bearing much fruit here. Hopefully Ravagers can really dial in. OVO Temple committing a lot of supplies to this, but really not applying that much pressure. You know, we still have 2 on cannon from Ravagers right now. OVO Temple trying to cut behind him here.
And getting our back.
As Ravagers turns, they're going to catch wind.
It's an old name. Caesar's just calling them by the it's their name as well, right? It's both.
I honestly don't. I'm not too sure. I know I've always used it interchangeably. Should ask Senry about that.
I don't think people know them as anything else in BL. They haven't seen them. They fail.
Yeah. So if I keep saying that, BL, OVO Temple.
No worries. Yeah. I mean,
because you'll see that it says BL, and then in their name they have OVO. So it's like, it's like what? Ooh, the Ravagers putting a lot of pressure on BL right now. This
actually getting a
Ooh.
I mean they do
Ravagers
have
also,
2 people down here bucketing.
Both teams have their flex down. BL double bilging right now, trying to get recovered very soon.
Lost angle here on slight angle here lost on Ravagers, but. Both teams still have a sail down, though. A lot of movements.
Yeah, Ravagers catching wind right there. BL sending their border.
And 1 because they're coming in behind them. I mean, I would probably think if I was BL as well that the reason the opponent is losing angles is because they're so pressured down below that
Oh,
And,
Ravagers
oh, what a
raising their
snipe!
sail.
What a snipe, though.
He took his mark, took his mark.
Yeah,
Oh.
BL just goes straight back to this boat.
I'm trying to go down.
Interesting decision to raise the sail when a border's coming. I know they're focused on getting the angle back, but at the same time, you have to realize that as you're trying to get angle back, they have angle the entire time, so they have an opportunity.
Ooh, is that
Slam.
Huang?
Ooh.
Two is on though.
Outside call con.
See if Hammy can
One
defend
dead.
here.
Behind us.
Hammy dies.
2 on from
Oh, Huang here, he just runs through the bullets.
Oh, shit.
2 dead on Ravagers
Huang's
right
on
now.
2 dead,
Both
yeah.
on top here. 33.
Here and Capper, they don't have that much water in the boat.
Hate their shots. I
Yeah,
can't
honestly, the Ravagers feeling quite comfortable right now. It's not good to have 2 on your boat, but they don't have too much pressure right now.
Exactly, and they're trying to fix as much as possible here, while Capper's trying to hold them off, while Freeman just fixes all the holes at the front. They definitely have
Really close.
time to get people back on respawns here.
dead.
Then Capper goes
Ooh.
down.
Capper goes down, but the other people are coming back right now. I mean, again, it's not ideal, but they're looking okay. They don't have that much pressure.
Hammy has spawned here, and Freeman comes up to slice them as well.
Huang taking their pomegranates. Oh,
He's on by ammo.
horrible, man.
That is...
Dubious.
She tapped him, he's still
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Huang goes down here.
Coming through now.
This time they didn't open the wrong...
Know where we are.
that's the thing, but they separate, so they have pomegranates in this second barrel, right? The second fruit barrel. And
Right,
there
you
was
have they
one
have
time
pomegranates in the right
where
fruit
they
barrel.
boarded and they forgot that that's not how everyone else does it, so they opened the other barrel and there was no food and died from it. Like it's you gotta remember.
They sent him
Good
forward.
decision from BL. He climbed in the cannon and he got out of the cannon to apply some more pressure. And now they're probably going to send 2 here. Panu getting on right
Panuno's
now. trying
gone,
to
but
climb
there's
right
2
side.
people that are guarding Panuno here.
Holy shit.
MC, come down.
And he doesn't get that snipe.
Ooh,
2
bouncing off the
people.
bow here.
Yeah, he is up. He's on helm. Triple board.
That is quad, is it? No,
That's a
it's,
triple board
it's just
coming from
triple,
BL
yeah, it's a
on
triple.
Ravagers right now.
it's just Gmo sitting right at the back there.
Yeah.
Triple boarding is, of course, a very valid strategy, but you have to be able to capitalize on it quickly.
Yeah, and you gotta be able to keep putting some pressure on here. And they're sitting, BL sitting on the back. There's a potential that Ravagers just repairs enough here to
Ooh,
not
BL
actually
turning the
have
wheel right
pressure.
now. Opening the broadside
That
here.
is gonna help a lot.
I'm gonna go on top.
All 3 pushing
Oh,
down
Hammy
right
going
now.
solo. Hammy goes down. If Capper goes down as well, that is looking rough.
Ooh.
Kill 2.
Wow,
2
and
alive
all
right now,
they're all
Ravagers.
dead. All POVs are dead. All 4, both POVs on both sides. They're all on the ferry.
2 alive on Ravagers right now. Hoping
We're
they can
gonna
hold.
be in the blind a little bit here.
They were mid.
3 dead on Ravagers, doing their best to hold.
Dang.
I think
Sounds
that's
like that might
well
be it,
played
though.
going out. Yeah,
Better.
I was trying.
it was definitely better. Good effort from Ravagers there.
Yeah, like we just said, you know,
Their boarding is very
BL is a very experienced team. Ravagers not having the same length of competitive experience, but really putting
Game
up a good
over.
fight. At one point, OVO did hit second deck. They had 2 on cannon, and it really came out to that one point to where Ravagers had that sail down and they caught wind, forcing them out of angle. BL recognizing that, dropping their mid sail, maintaining that awkward orbital, not letting them get angle back, and applying more pressure. That's really what did them in at the end. Really well played from both teams.
I'm loving this not anchor turn the enemy's wheel thing. That's a thing, become a thing now instead of just anchoring straight away. I think because BL was sitting at the back, right? Gmo was there alone on cannons trying to keep the pressure up, but the fact that BL turned the wheel on Ravager's boat just made it so much easier to apply that pressure. They couldn't tank down below when he could hit the full line of lowers there.
Yeah, 100%. It's really fun to see that. You know, in 5 boat, going for the anchor right away was, you know, you making someone a sitting duck and letting them get farmed. You know, all the people start coming in. You know, with seeing someone anchored, but here, obviously the meta has changed a little bit, where if you have the opportunity or they're close to the out of bounds, you know, not dropping anchor right away is a very viable strategy.
Yeah. Also, the fact that they were sitting at the back, like, it might not have been necessary, but because they're sitting behind, it would take so long to sail one sail around with one person, cannoning, sailing, like making sure he was in angle, raising, like all the stuff that you need to do alone. And you also come up on the side of the opponent's cannon line for a longer time when you're just sailing slowly past them. If you turn their boat, you just sit there and you cannon, and it spins around and lets you hit everything around, right? It doesn't give them angle for a long time as well.
Yeah, I know you as a home corp actually probably can relate to this, but you know, at those moments when you are, you know, you have your opponent fully demasted and you're applying a lot of pressure, the only thing they're going to try to do is turn the wheel with your rotation, trying to give you the backside of the boat the entire time. You know, so you have the opportunity to raise your own sail and stop moving to hope they over rotate, you know, trying to gauge where, you know, you're going to be rotating. So really well played from BL, having that insight to, you know, just turn their wheel to save the guy back there some time.
It was also easier for them because they were most of their crew was on that Ravagers boat, so they definitely had enough people to keep him safe on the wheel.
100%.
We've even seen some teams recognizing that it's happening and then just anchoring themselves, because it's in the short term it's much safer, and then they can deal with it later, getting their anchor up again if they get that far, right? But
right, it's just you got sometimes in that situation you have to focus on surviving the moment, and then you'll continue on. Like if you sink, you won't have an opportunity. So do whatever you can to stay afloat, and then cross that bridge when you get there. Now this is a matchup I'm looking forward to. I somehow neglected to see this on the sign up, and so I am very much looking forward to this matchup. A good old revenge match of Pestilence and OVO Temple, or BL as we know them.
quickly change these. So.
And so some insight to these two teams. Both teams have extensive practice against one another, VOD viewing with one another, playing against one another, private practice, FEL, FAL. So both teams are very aware of how the other team plays. Very often, again, meeting in the middle, playing on Japan servers, or going over and playing on Taiwan servers, and now them coming over here to play NA servers. I really look forward to seeing how this is going to turn up. Both teams always going back and forth, you know, depending on ping, depending on server.
Both teams are used to playing on different servers as well. Pestilence played the EU season as well, right? So they're probably one of the teams I know that are most comfortable on different pings other than BL. Most experienced with just being on all the different pings.
Was definitely, and that's another thing to get used to. Once you start playing on multi-regions, you really begin to get comfortable with that. Again, you can only get so comfortable because things do happen. When you have high ping, you teleport, you move, it doesn't unavoidable.
I mean, you get used to some of the effects of it, but you never really know when that effect applies, right? Do I have the ping armor now or don't I? Is my shot gonna count? Can I get out of the cannon? Like all the different things. Can I go up the stairs? Will I teleport when I bucket? I'm like knowing that you can consistently bucket every time, and you can do it at the max speed, but then you could hold it easily. But one backsplash and you sink. When is that little teleport gonna happen, right? Like it's hard to know when the effect kicks in. You can't.
Right, it's tough. I mean, it's hard to like rely on that. You have to play consistent, play slower, play less risky. You know, when you're throwing that bucket, not just going up right away and throwing it, kind of waiting for your character to set in, not have any ping issues, just throwing it. And so
I remember shooting Goldino as well. He's quite famous for not wanting to die.
Infamous tank, his infamous plot armor rings true even on higher pings.
I definitely remember harpooning Golden and him just saying, no, it's fine.
The free board if you harpoon that man onto your boat.
Yeah. You can harpoon everyone else than him. You gotta look over and recognize the outfit and just dodge him. BL, they had to sail back since it's a switch over. They are at least on the boat, but they'll have to go get some supplies here. They're just sitting on... Pestilence is sitting quite high on the leaderboard. They're sitting on the second place right now at 1,031, so... we only have a couple of teams up there that has more than 2 wins in their elo. But BL is sitting on 1,000, so they're sitting in the middle of the, like, right in the middle of the pack with a lot of people on 1,000, so... Let's see if they can move up from their previous win.
To win. For
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, they won the one before, so at best, if BL loses this one, they're gonna be sitting on the same elo as they were before. They're gonna have 1 win for tonight and then 1 loss maybe, but they could really climb up the ladder here now if they get a second win. That's one of the things when these teams get more than 1 matchup during a night. They could, if they goes well for both of the fights, they could really change their position. And it does
100%.
matter at the end where you are in this. Yeah, sure, you can get into the top 16, but where you are in that top 16 determines what group you end up in, who you're in the group with, where you have to fight to be the last 2 teams in that group of 4. So.
Like we've mentioned in the past, group stages will completely alter the course of how the finals will go. And group stages is so important. Where you're seeding, who you're playing, and who's going to be eliminated, and who's going to be continuing on. A lot of people, you know, kind of slough off qualifiers and where you play is like, oh, we qualify, we're good. Yeah. But group stages is really what alters the course of the whole season. So definitely wanting to get into a good position, climb that ELO leaderboard, so you have a little bit easier of a bracket going into the group stages.
I don't have a leaderboard screen right now, but look here over and Pestilence, it's everyone getting 2 matches here, I think.
And
actually getting, I didn't check. I think everyone is getting 2 matches, right?
Yeah, everyone gets 2 matches today. But yes, these are private servers. No, we don't have supplies automatically added to the boats, but these are private servers. We just have to get the supplies ourselves.
That is the thing we're waiting for right now is BL, because they just played the match before. They're sailing to get some more supplies from the referees here so they can get their boat ready. And
back-to-back matches, it's always hard.
Yeah. It takes a little while. That's why you see here on the score matchup sheet here, the 2 first matches, they alternate each other, and then it takes a little while when we switch over here. Scott, so on to the next 2. It will be BL Pestilence, and then Scourge Ravagers, alternating their fights.
This is really great playtime for Bohemian Grove and Ravagers. Every other team has played a lot this season. Very well-known teams with extensive competitive history. Scourge being a newer team, but they perform at a very high level, being so new.
I mean, Scourge
great
is
opportunity for
Scourge is
Ravagers
just Buccaneers, basically rebranded Buccaneers. Right. Yeah, so it's
with a cooler logo.
Their logo is very cool. Either I remember now.
Barrel Steel actually made their logo.
I think Barrel, yeah,
he made his own logo and looks very good.
I'm loving these Athena colored green text logos.
Yeah, all the logos today have kind of that theme. It was just, except Grove, they have a little orange in there, but you know, from a distance, it looks like it fits the theme. Lots of dark and cold colors.
They all have team names except for Bohemian Grove. And to be like bad things happening, right? It's Pest, it's the Aftermath, they're ravaging each other, it's the Scourge. It's like there's
lots of negative words in these teams.
Surprised they don't have to wear the Pestilence pest doctor mask on the team, by the way. It's
required.
Is there no Pestilence team outfit?
trying to coordinate something with them is like herding cats. So I'm just happy they all showed up on time.
Fair enough. Can happen here. Like I'm looking at, I mean, Scourge. It's really gonna be important what happens with Scourge. I guess they're sitting on 16 with a lot of other teams on 1,000, but they had a rough time last.
Again, like you said, they are a unique team. You know, a lot of people who are in the NA scene aren't used to playing teams like that. And again, it's not the biggest difference, but just the flow of the match. Even slight subtle differences can kind of throw you off your groove a little bit. BL, of course, having a lot of practice against NA teams, kind of knew what to expect, and they're no sleeper either. I mean, they're a super strong team. So, you know, Scourge themselves are a team not to be looked down on. They're a very strong team going into this, especially being so new and how quickly they've improved. But definitely did say something about BL being able to eliminate them with such force.
Last time BL they lost to Insidious, right? Insidious had a very good night last time. Played really well, but
Insidious is on the up. They've been doing really well recently.
They've really been improving. I played with them as well. They're really improving a lot. They're constantly working on it. But them singing BL was such a surprise after seeing BL, how powerful they've been. And then a team as a Scourge, where you would maybe think that they would be, especially because of their lower pressure, like their cannon accuracy, that they would be able to put enough lower pressure into BL that they couldn't board. They just got overrun. Like it was a really big surprise for even people predicting matches as well. BL was fired up after losing the first set last week, so.
Right. I mean, it's always interesting when you have teams like Insidious who historically haven't placed super high on the leaderboard. So if you have a team who isn't very familiar with the NA scene, like OVO Temple and those guys, you know, they might not respect a team like Insidious that much. And so Insidious coming in, being able to really show them that they're not to be trifled with, definitely was a surprise for them.
How do you think BL has warmed up now a little bit, right? Has Pestilence been? Do they play before they come to supply phase, or?
Again, it's, you know.
What's the warm up regimen?
They just do their thing. I saw Lieutenant Loot was streaming a movie today, so okay. I think they're just vibing, having a good time. Again, you know, OVO Temple, they consider to be friends at this point. It's more of a friendly match, and we all know how to play against each other, and it's fun going into these games. But
you don't send them out to lift weights or run 5 miles or something right before. What do they do to keep fit?
Oh, fit is not in the vocabulary here, Corvax.
Are they on like a gamer diet, just energy drinks and?
No, I think Aori's had plenty of practice going into the scrim. I think he's played Sea of Thieves a total of 2 to 3 hours in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So.
He is refreshed on the game.
He is super ready. He's super warm, ready to go. And honestly, it's a mental health reset. You know, having a good mental going into Sea of Thieves is really important. You know, you could be playing all week, but if you aren't there mentally, it's not going to do very well for you.
Yeah. That's a very important thing. I mean, that's especially in the teams as well. I don't need this. Especially when you're playing a team here, like if the vibe is not there, the mood is not there, that's gonna kill a lot of the potential as well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you are not confident in yourself, your teammates won't be confident in you. Especially if you're a helm, making those call-outs. If you have self-doubt, those call-outs won't come right away. You might have hesitation, and you see it all the time where, you know, sending blunders will be late, or, you know, not, oh, should I send a border, should I not send a border? And then that delay allows the pressure to be let up a little bit. So having confidence going into it can really affect the timing of everything.
Oh, BL is looking to cannon this other boat. Like, get out of here.
Predictions are up. I am curious to see who's going to come out on top. Corvax, give it to me straight.
Hey, I mean, I think it's your team. You're gonna, you can only say Pestilence, right? It's I think knowing Pestilence, having played Pestilence so many times as well, we used to scrim all the time. As you know, I think Pestilence is definitely the favorite here. I mean, it's the toughest opponents I think BL has fought in this qualifying matches so far. Maybe only really matched by Desolate. Like Desolate and this fight here will be the hardest. They lost to Desolate, so see if they can defeat Pestilence. I think it's gonna be a hard, especially because, as you said, Pestilence knows them. They know how they play. They're comfortable. They're not gonna get surprised. It's not gonna be uncomfortable or different for them to fight this style of gameplay.
Hey Corvax, I have a special word. Golden just called my personal cell phone. Golden, say something.
Oh.
Corvax, I love you. Corvax, I love you. Oh my god. Corvax. Oh my god. I'm actually so excited. I can't.
Alright, I hung up on him.
Tell him I love him as well.
So he's AFK. You can see his stream point of view. He's AFK.
Right.
My phone starts ringing. Golden. I'm like, why is he calling me right now? Should I answer? Should I block him?
That was great. Can't believe
My man.
that's what he called the. Yeah, okay.
Your match will begin shortly. Please take your start.
That's extra
Yeah,
points
but
for
if I'm gonna say, if I were to honestly pick who's gonna win, again, both these teams are so balanced. It really has depended on ping. So I fully expect Pestilence to win this, and if they don't, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah,
I would
think
love
the
to
ping
see an
will-
OVO Temple come out on top.
When it's this good a team, then the ping becomes a lot to overcome all of a sudden.
Huang was just on
BL.
299. If Pestilence, a formidable team on NA servers, have a hard time against a team on 300 ping.
On their own ping, right? It's like
On
it's,
their own ping, home turf.
Go.
But it's usually how it's always gone. It's in scrims and privates, it's been whoever has that native ping. So that's why we'll usually meet in the middle and play Japan servers. Everyone's kind of at like 150, 170. But I look forward to this.
That's the hardest thing, because when you see like those really good top teams, then it's the small differences that really determines what's gonna happen, and the ping is like a huge difference. So it's gonna do more than most other things that would interfere with the results.
All right. I think something that we've always loved to say, or at least I've loved to say, it's a battle of consistency, and so ping can really throw that consistency off. So when you have two teams that are so well balanced, it really does come down to the small things, that slight angle, that who's going to get the bag first.
Because the more, as she says, the more consistent you are in your mechanics and your decision making, the things you do, the read of the game, and your individual mechanics, then you just know where the limits are, and then you can play to those limits. But if you can't trust the game as much because of the ping, or you can't trust if the mechanics is going to happen, there's going to be some doubt, or there's just going to be some unlucky moments where you do something and it doesn't go through. And I think that's a lot harder to calibrate yourself to.
OVO Temple full sailing past the inside of the rock, playing super aggressive here, coming straight in.
Let's go.
I'm so interested in to see how they actually do this. I'm surprised they're going this way. The BL.
BL going full offense right now. Good dodge coming in from Golden here. I think everyone knows who plays Sea of Thieves. It's really hard to see those cannons at nighttime. Super early specials coming.
There's no cannon flares here. BL gets them turned into a nose almost here, is it? It looks like half nose there on the map.
Huge nose coming.
M249 just stays on low health for so long because he knows they can't cannon back. He only eats when he needs to there.
Pestilence sending some blunders back at OVO Temple here. Pushing them out a little bit here.
Oh, that blunder kind of turned them out
Aori's
of
off
here.
the boat. Interesting.
Aori's off the boat. What? Where is he going? Well, Bilging off the boat.
Because Aori was out. He got knocked off with those blunders.
The blunder from Pestilence there just turned them off so much in BL with that speed that now they're have a lot of distance now. BL really wanted to get in close.
100%.
Sure, they're gonna
so
turn in. I think we're gonna see them turn in like really close again here. And
Pestilence getting a lot of speed, getting close to that border. Very risky to have an orbital this close.
Just gonna raise a little bit.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay, reball.
I'm up airing. Yes, sir. I'm on your cannon, Goldie.
Double bilging from Huang right now.
Slam him, slam him.
Both teams having 2 people down.
Fucking milk him, bro.
Hammer above the health bar.
Man, I'm squeezing him
Huang
so good
taking
right
his
now,
time
man.
on these buckets. That's something you need to do.
Beautiful.
Go up. Throw that back.
Flex
throw
from
that back.
Pestilence getting up a little bit sooner than Huang right now.
He does decide to fix a hole as well there, so trying to get
Really doing their
more
best
of that
to hold
pressure out,
second
so
deck.
when he comes up, he could stay up.
Taking those time on those buckets, it's so important when you're on high ping, just taking your time. Golden catching that bucket, not throwing it back. That was really important.
You can probably get that close one. Yeah, cool.
Just like that, Huang's getting that water under control here. Super close broadside at nighttime. Not a situation you want to be in.
Adjust the angle.
Okay, Golden just
Super close to that border as well.
For a sniper,
Pestilence still has a
Game1.
sail down.
the patience from Golden there, knowing that he's not gonna get on cannon for a little while, just waiting until the moment where it opens up.
OVO Temple is a team currently pointed towards the bounds right now. Super close.
With a little bit too much speed for comfort there. If you get blundered or cannon just a little bit.
Don't die.
OVO doing a good job of maintaining it. One getting bagged on OVO Temple right now.
Come on, open him up.
And Pestilence is full demasted here, so
I'm pounding right now.
now Huang is gonna put out some fire. Maybe he, he almost ran down to catch mid there.
Dump 'em. Let's go.
They're dumped. I'm working back to front here.
They are dumped.
Yeah, Pestilence doing the best they can to maintain the pressure that they're applying right now, getting really close to that border.
I'm milking him, Goldie.
3
Let's
up
go,
on
bro.
Pestilence right now.
We're dry. We fucking messed up with our actually moving. Their backs are open.
Reballing. Okay.
They're one
Harry,
shooting.
3 bucketing right now on BL. Harry going out for a board.
You put me in your cannon flick.
I can't. I got a straighten wheel.
Still holding though. Harry's in the
OVO Temple
water,
doing a
I think.
great job of holding the pressure.
I'm playing water.
There's 3 down on BL here, so I don't know if Harry
Village back.
definitely playing it on the safer side here.
100% playing water. They know that they're in tank mode right now.
Huge. Go over, Goldie.
Harry doing a funny board. Flick
Yeah.
calling Golden to come over as well to help out and
Only for
assist
help.
Harry.
Oh, he dodges.
Hit him once.
Gets the snipe though.
He's going
Okay.
downstairs. He's going upstairs. There's one up. One up. Careful.
OVO going full tank mode right now. 3 downstairs, 1 splashy on Harry.
Harry getting a bash bite, and they get a kill on Panono.
getting
Does he get a
stuck.
second? Oh yeah.
I killed one.
Oh, they
BL
got
getting
another
stuck
kill.
on
They
the
trade
stairs.
here, but the BL is going mid deck. That's gonna be it. That was too
GG's.
much.
Push it.
Oh, so scuffed.
I'm so rusty.
Oh my god. That was.
Scuff
Pestilence
yet
somehow
enough.
pulling that back. Aori getting knocked
Oh
off
my
the
God.
boat. 3-manning. Merm not spawning.
Bro, I got bagged. and
Luckily
I was like,
being
oh, yeah,
able to
by the
pull
way,
that back. Very well played from Pestilence right there. Doing the best to, you know, having a team like OVO Temple coming on the inside of the rock, 3 sailing, pushing you that hard
Yeah.
towards the bounds is not a fun position to be in. And then opening up, your build getting knocked off in the opening broad.
Blundering into nose, like 2 blunders that turns them slightly into they come even closer. But the 1 blunder the Pestilence sent back turned them out so much. Like create a lot of space between them again.
Yeah, it's always important. Whenever I'm doing VOD reviews, you know, telling people, you know, my opinion and things like that. When you have a situation like Pestilence just faced, when it's an early nose and you get pulled in, you're nosing, it's important to remember what those blunders did to you. You know, so Flick was able to get on cannon and he just sent 1 blunder and it just
Exactly.
was able to push him out, giving them enough time to recover and kind of pull that back, giving you a breath of fresh air.
It's really an important thing to, like, I say it to everyone when you talk about the blunder effect. Like, even if you don't know where the blunder's going to turn you, the second you get blundered and you see the effect, you know, like, the enemy told you what is going to happen. So when you get back to that, you have the information. It was nice to see. It was such a quick reaction. They knew with such confidence that if they blundered there, it was going to turn them away slightly. So it was just enough to send 1.
100%. And again, being close to the border like that, OVO is trying to wrap inwards, so of course they don't go out of bounds. So having a blunder push you out, immediately he's going back up at that wheel. He has to, you know, raise that sail, turn it, and it just caused even more of a delay, allowing Pestilence just enough time to recover and get Aori back on the boat.
The Bill's back on the boat. Can't believe he was off the boat in the first place. I don't quite know how he fell off. But
I believe when the blunders came in, it was after those blunders that we recognized that Aori was off the boat.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, honestly, Aori just would rather stay off the boat.
A couple of just build from the water, please. It's.
I mean, it wasn't that big of a difference. Having Aori on the boat, you're basically 3-manning anyways, so.
Gonna have to go even it out. You're roast.